Okay, start.
Good afternoon. Greetings, sagacious jury members, faculty and friends. I am Shivika Thakur from the most beautiful land of Jammu and Kashmir, a proud Indian and a constant learner. The mighty river Indus, a river which has its own set of flora and fauna, a river which carries with it both living and non-living things alike, a river which nourishes not only the life that lies within it, but all the lives that it touches during the course of its flow. India, a land that has derived its name from the name of the mighty Indus, a complete ecosystem in its own self, which will stop flourishing if any of the connecting links go broken. Ladies and gentlemen, India equals diversity. No country on the face of this earth was ever built in a day. It was built due to the continuous efforts of its people, the continuous contributions of its people, and most of all, due to the harmony among its people. I talk about India. 2.4% of total geographical area, a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multilingual society, a practice ground for so many religions, a country that can fluently speak in so many different languages, basically a melting pot of colors and cultures. However, this multiculturalism, this multicultural diversity, it was not built in a day. It took a long, arduous walk, numerous sacrifices, and an ever-welcoming heart that helped build this country from strength to strength. From the snow-capped mountains in the north to the Park Strait in the south. From the Marustali in the west to the Brahmaputra that flows in the east, India has witnessed hills, mountains, plains, architectural brilliance, and awe-inspiring beauty. India's diversity lies not only in its geographical and its historical aspects, but is prevalent equally in its social, in its political, as well as its cultural aspects. From the Rajpath in New Delhi on the 26th day of January every year, people's hearts fill with pride as they eagerly wait for the tableaus of their states to pass by and spring up with equal enthusiasm and energy as they wait for the tableaus of the other states. Festivals in India, equally vibrant. What Chhath Puja is to Jharkhand is Pongal in the south, is Makar Sankranti in the north. Weddings in India. The kalire that the brides wear in a Dogri or a Himachali wedding, to the eyebrow bhat of the West Bengal wedding, to the Nak Khichai of a Rajasthani wedding, every unique ritual has added on to the already existing diversity of India. Literature, I can speak volumes about it alone. We have the Vedas, the Upanishads, we have the institutes of higher education, Nalanda, Dakshila, Madurai, so many more. And as I'm enumerating about diversity, how can I stop without talking about the tribes of India? From the Gujars and the Bakarwas who are taking their sheep uphill as summers around the corner, to the tribes of Lahul and Spiti in Himachal Pradesh, living in their Tibetan-styled architectural houses, toiling in the fields, the Gonds, the Khasi, not to forget the very own Munda tribe of Jharkhand. Throughout the entire length and breadth of the country, India has had stories of guts and glories, of victories and failures, battles lost, wars won. Worthy audience, feel proud that you all are subjects of a country so diverse, be it diversity of dialect in the same language, be it diversity of traditions in the same religion, or be it diversity of festivals in the same region. People always say that one must be so full, even if others take and take and take, you will still be overflowing. Similar has been the case of India, the land of sages and saints. The golden bird had been plundered and looted repeatedly, but even today it stands strong and tall and is accelerating on the path of growth and development. What I mean to project here is that India has so ably differentiated and filtered through the bad, accepted all that was good. Throughout these years, we've had waves of migration and movement which have left a deep social impact on the Indian society. All the people that came to India brought with them their own cultures, their own religious practices, their own beliefs, and India stood on the threshold welcoming all of them with open arms. This reminds me of an article that was published in the Economic Times dated 23rd November 2017, in which His Holiness Dalai Lama while referring to the religious pluralism that exists in India, says that for centuries altogether, India has been the host to many major and minor religions of the world that have coexisted so peacefully. The magnum opus of equilibrium, colour and concord, the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Gardens are Mughal, windows are French, architecture is Western, paintings are Persian, Italian. I dare not say that the Indian culture that resides within the Rashtrapati Bhavan exists there as a separate entity. Rather, the Indian culture inside the Rashtrapati Bhavan is a compendium of all the cultures that it has beautifully embraced. Let me take you back to 14th August 1947. Long ago, we made a tryst with destiny. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was not referring to an India that was still at the back of its mind under the shackles of its colonial masters. Rather, he was narrating to all his countrymen that at the stroke of the midnight hour, when the entire world will sleep, a new ideology will be born, a new India will be born. All through these years, the numbers of states, the numbers of union territories have undergone a significant change, and you never know what's going to happen in the future. But such is the glory of this majestic land that even if you color the social fabric in a single color or in multiple colors, you will still never be able to take away the interwoven fibers of this social fabric through which runs the spirit of India. I don't mean to sound nostalgic, but when I was jotting these points down, I very well knew that the pen and paper that I held would not be justifying the emotions of my heart. There can be endless number of parameters that you can devise when you talk about the diversity of such a grand nation. This diversity, it is like the manifold layers of a metamorphic rock which protect the core-like essence of India. While I do understand that the share of diversity's pros and positives seem endless, I do understand that it comes with its own set of problems and challenges. But esteemed judges, I cannot name even a single country that does not face challenges, be it a monocultural or a multicultural society for that matter. We simply cannot have a utopian vision at all because we have inherited an extremely imperfect planet. But what fills me with awe and admiration is just how beautifully India has accommodated all these multicultural groups, all these different diverse people, colors, cultures in it for almost 70 years after independence and even long before that. Diversity asks us to present the best in ourselves and also let the other person hold a chance to represent the best in his or her own self. Diversity asks us to be at constant war with our vices and at constant peace with our neighbors. All the issues that have come regarding social inclusion, regarding that of accommodation, have been very aptly tackled by the Indian Constitution. And if I may talk about the Indian Constitution, it is one which has been blessed by all the different legal systems of the world. Putting this very concept in the words of Joseph Mineta, to delve into the laws of India is to take a holy dip in the waters of the Triveni, which leaves one refreshed due to the constant contact with the different legal systems of the contemporary world. I am reminded of the words of the great historian Michael Wood, who said that this is the land whose children will grow up in a country which is globalized, in a country which is accelerating forward, and will also know what it feels like to be connected to an ancient civilization. I leave you with an ideology I firmly believe in, is that our traditions are so old, yet so new, that children of today follow them, not because they do not value them, because they believe in them, and most importantly, they do rejoice them. Thank you so much.